Hello, my name's Stephanie Toman and I work at the DLC, the Digital Literacy Centre. Here you can get help with programming, as some of you probably know, but also you can get help with Microsoft tools and features that will help you to do your assignments, etc. So if you are a beginner and you need help with Word, this is going to be the set series of videos that will help you. It's from scratch, so if you find it's too easy, you can always move on to other videos. But this one is going to start with literally creating a new document, opening, closing, and all the other stuff that go with that. And then it's going to move on to lots of other features that I hope will be helpful when you're putting assignments together, or maybe in work or even at home. So I hope you enjoy it.
So what we do, first of all, we're going to create a new file, and if we click File, you'll see on the left hand side we'll have a menu which has Info, New, Open, Save, Save As, Print, etc. just down the bottom. So what we're going to do, straightforward, is create a new document, click New, blank document, and straight away we have a blank sheet of paper and we have our cursor flickering ready for us to start typing some text just here. What we also want to do now is we want to save the document as well. So at the same time, because it's a brand new document, we're going to click File, and we're going to click Save As. And we click Save As because we want to A, name the document, and B, we also want to ensure we're placing the document in the correct position on your storage device on your computer. It be a hard drive in the computer, it be a USB device that's been plugged in. What's very important in remembering for your test though is that we will be asked to specifically place it in a specific location that they're asking for us. It's very important that we don't just go in, file, save as I'm sure we always normally do, but we are knowing where to correctly put it. We can click File, Save As, and what we'll have is this sheet will give us some favorite folders that are a regular occurrence that we may save into. What we want to do is click Browse though. Very important we click Browse, and we'll have the Save As window just available to us here. And you'll see we can name the file. We're going to call it our first document. But we also must be aware of where we're saving it. Now in our test it's going to ask us to save it to the Z drive. The Z drive is a spoof fake network drive folder that is only available to you when you're taking your online diagnostic and your online test. When you start practicing on your your diagnostic, you'll see that it's available to you. There'll be a set of questions, I'm sure, they'll ask you to save it to the Z drive. To locate the Z drive, you'll see we've got W, you shouldn't have some of these, but you'll definitely have the student shared. But underneath you'll have a Z drive that's there. So you would double click the Z drive and then you would save it with the correct name that the test is asking for. Be very aware as well that you must ensure that your name of your file is exactly matching what it's asking for you in the test. A lot of people I've seen in my experience are very confident what they're doing, but they may miss out a word. So they may put, for instance, instead of first, they might put first, just being aware of what they're doing. And then going to click Save as well. So I'm going to, just for this example, put it onto my desktop, but you'll be putting it onto your save, and we'll be clicking Save, and you'll see our first document has been created for us there as well. Just another point being aware is we can also save it in different file types as well. So if we click File, Save As, same steps that I've gone through, but instead if we go to Save As Type, we can also save it as a PDF as well. So if any people here are using Adobe Acrobat Reader and just want it to be in the PDF format, you can click PDF and it will save it as a PDF format. You also have your Microsoft 97 and 2003 document compatibility. So if any individuals are still using the previous versions of Word before 2007, and you also have your Word template as well there as well. So you've got those options to you, but the default one is always your Word document, which is it's .docx. So what is the ribbon? The ribbon is this large area just here which is connected to each of these tabs. So you'll see just here we've got Home tab that has been highlighted, and the Home tab's purpose is to change text, format text, put borders, add some styles. We can also find, replace and select. If you click the other tabs like Insert, it allows us to insert objects, and there's other areas we're going to be covering as well. Within this syllabus, however, just to be aware is that Design, References and Developer, if you have it available, are not covered in the syllabus. So just be aware that Design, References and developer, you do not need to be aware of just this, but the other ones we will be covering as well. So the ribbon is really important. It's been available since after the 2007 version, and it's been really helpful because it allows you to quickly go to an area that is a specific purpose, so home, formatting, and you can go there as well. Just going back to a document that is open, a lot of people do get caught out in their test about if they were asked to close a document. People think that when you're closing a document, you're clicking the X just up here. That's not correct. What that does is it closes the application. The correct location to close a document is in the File tab just here, which doesn't have a ribbon as we're aware of. Goes to a completely different screen. And then you can click the Close button just here, and that will close the document, and then you're able to open other documents, but the application will still be open for you as well. We also have another option which is really good. It's actually one of the new features within Microsoft Office 2016. It was previously a question mark that allowed you to go and find some advice. So you'll see just here we've got the tell me what you want. So if I wanted to, for instance, find out how to make text bold, for example, I can click bold and it will give us straight away an option. I strongly do recommend that you do not use this in your tests. Two reasons. One, hopefully that you'll understand all of the locations of specific tools within the application, but also it doesn't work correctly in your test. It will give you false areas of where to go to, because word processing has different features, particularly if you look at it at a more detailed perspective. So I'd strongly recommend you do not use this, because also the test will look at it as actually being answered incorrectly. So if you are asked to, for example, make some text bold, you would just do the steps that you need to do and select the tool that's correctly. So if you are asked to locate where the tell me what you want is, you can place your cursor. If it is a question that's asking in that sort of format, it is available to you here. Use it by all means if you're using it at a normal occurrence. It is a handy tool if you do actually forget where something is, but I strongly recommend that you do not use it when you're using your tests, as you should hopefully know where everything is. When you're working on a document, you may find sometimes it's personal preference that the ribbon is getting in your way. If the ribbon is getting in your way, you'll see just here, you've got this arrow just there, collapse the ribbon. If I were to click it, it will collapse the ribbon for us. And a good way of getting the ribbon back is really quite easy. If we were to double click any of these tabs just here, we can get it just there as well. Just click there, and you can also show tabs and commands through that option there too. While I'm just discussing this, you may have noticed when they selected over the icon to collapse the ribbon, which is minimize if other ways of explaining it, but you'll notice if I hover my mouse over, in about 1 second it gives you a description of what the icon on the ribbon does. It's actually very handy because there are a lot of options just here as well. So if you are in your test and you're going through wanting to know how to do something, and you out the blue may have had a freeze of remembering, it does normally happen. It happens even myself. You can hover your mouse over, don't left click it, and it will tell you what it does, what its purpose is. So we've got bold, italic, underline, or if we were to go over to here, shading it as well. Really handy tools to go through. Another really important part of Microsoft Word and also the other Office applications is to set your username and also the default file location. So if we click back into File and we were to go down to Options just here, you can go to General, and in the middle you can change the username to whatever you're requiring it. So we could call it Joe Blogs, and if you were to go into the Save option just here, you'll see your default file location. You can change that. So for yourselves, when you're using the Word application and you're just pressing the File Save As, it will automatically go to the Documents folder, which I've got explained just here. So you may be asked in your test to change the default location, or also change the username, what it is. Remember, in your test, even though you are knowing the location of where to do this specific purpose, you must ensure that you get your spelling, and if it is the default file location, ensure that the address is correct in its spelling as well. Really important to be aware of that too. And once you've completed what you needed to do, I'll put it back to what it was. There, we click OK. Very important to click OK, and then we've completed that as well. So it's always in File, Options, general for username, and save for the default file location as well.